finally speak with you guys. Um, so some technical stuff. Need to get back on a horse after a while. And so, like I've been telling you guys, I'm recently become a dad, and that's another job and a full time, and which I'm very excited about. I'm so pleased to take this role on. I'm trying to be the best dad, and I think it's making me also the best CEO, a better CEO for my company. So some fast news about what VIAs have went through for the last month. We started our avatar developments, which are going to be released in our next version. And I'll give you a sneak peek about our avatars in just a second. And here it is. Okay, so we created this avatar mechanism that will help people experience the more advanced metaverse. And as you can see, it's so now I'm sharing a screen. I will be sharing soon a live working version in our upcoming new release, which is going to happen over the next 2 months. But these interactions is going to bring an easy navigation way for avatar communication. It's not will require you to use keyboard. It's going to be mouse and click activation, very simple. Like the one thing that we looked when we decided to use avatars was to make it a simple interaction, one that will not overburden people and will not force them to be gamers in order to have these navigational options. Another thing that we done is we limited the avatars use to the networking area, and all our areas you'll still be able to see all the people who are with you on the screen like this and start a video conversation with them automatically. But in the rest of the areas, not just in the networking, you'll be navigating without your avatar to ease the navigation, to make the focus, the prime focus of your exploration is the graphical design and the content. And that's when we differ from our peers in the metaverse industry. They believe that we all need to be dressed all avatars like all the time. And we believe it need to be practical. You cannot use the avatar functionality all over the place, because let's imagine a situation you have 200 guests and all of them avatars, and you're trying to screen a session, so many noise going around, so many animations, and your browser starts to stack. So we looked for a way to make the metaverse experience practical, to apply it to the events industry by making you having the ability to use avatar for networking, but to explore and watch the session you don't need your avatar. In order to visit a booth of a sponsor, you don't need an avatar for it. So we kind of combine the best of two worlds, the engagement and the interactive elements, into one thing. Another great news that I want to share, we just launched our daughter company. It's basically a product of Vii-Events, and it's called the Vimers. Vimers is a 3D metaverse showroom experience that help enterprises to revolutionize the way they present their company. You can basically, like, not in too many words, it's basically a 3D website for every enterprise company. Now, if any of you old marketeers here remember, 20 years ago, you should convince person, a company, to open a website. So we believe that the new reality will be that companies will look to explore their themselves in a more interactive, engaging way. Each company, in my vision, will have their own metaverse world, which is going to be basically a 3D website that tells their company story, showcase their products in a more immersive way, and that's will be the future. So Vimers is intended for enterprises and SMBs that want to tell their company story in a much more engaging way. Saying all that, I want to bring Jeff to live with me. Jeff is a CEO of Incentli. He's an amazing friend. He's a great entrepreneur, and I'll let him present himself. Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Stas. Thank you very much for the warm welcome. Huge congratulations, by the way, on becoming a dad. That's obviously probably the most exciting part of the last few weeks for you. But the product development, the development that you've just shown is really exciting as well. And we're thrilled to be obviously partners with you and help contribute to a part of the success of the VII platform. So yeah, kudos to you on all fronts there.
Thank you, Jeff. And we spoke before and you congratulate me. You holded my hand during the tough weeks that I had prior to my wife delivering our baby to this world. And I'm much appreciated for all your support and friendship, not just in the business part, but as a friend. It's really heartwarming, and thank you for all your support.
Oh, my pleasure. The feeling is very mutual there, Stas.
So let's dive deep in. I wanna share a screen and kind of give you an ability to explain what Incentli is. And let's add Incentli to the screen. So I'm in our platform. This is A to Z. For those who are joining us on LinkedIn Live, you can go to the a2z.vii.events and log in with your email. And here we have on the side.
Das, I can't hear you now.
Down. Jeff?
Yep, now I can hear you again.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Jeff?
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yes. Just continue.
Yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just was sharing the platform, the store, and the leaderboard. So that's the leaderboard and store that is belong to Incentli, and it's embedded in our Vii-Events platform on the A to Z environment. So I just gonna keep sharing different images from the store. And Jeff, I would love you to explore and explain us how Incentli works.
Perfect. I'm thrilled to be here and speaking about gamification and engagement. And the part that I really like about the VII platform is, as you can see, how Incentli is really just added as a side menu item, and it populates as an iframe overlay in the VII environment. And so what our platform does is it introduces a virtual currency for attendee actions. So when an attendee, say, attends a session or joins a networking session or books a meeting with an exhibitor, we can assign a coin value to that to incentivize that particular behavior. And those coins can then be accumulated in the attendee's wallet, which then can be spent in an incentive store that's populated by the exhibitors and sponsors to not only put their products and services in front of this targeted audience, but it also acts as a lead generation system, as any interaction that the attendees have by spending their coins on those products and services will pull over their information for the exhibitors to follow up with. So we feel like it really serves two major, I would say, pain points, which is attendee engagement and really getting the exhibitor visibility and lead captures as I'm going to say as good as it can possibly be in the virtual event side of things.
That's amazing, Jeff. But I want you to go deeper into what exactly does it mean. So can you tell us about some use cases of how Incentli can help companies like mine, or even better, how it can help my customers? Like, I work a lot with event organizers. I work a lot with digital marketeers. What they're looking to do is to leverage the engagement on the platform and create a value for the attendees. So how Incentli fits into that picture?
Right. I think there's a bigger framework that we're looking at in terms of pre-event, in-event, and post-event strategies. And so ultimately, our goal is to start shaping behaviors all the way from the registration side of the event to the in-event timeframes that I just mentioned, the actions within the event, and then post-event, having people come back and consume content and engage with the event itself. So really the larger goal is stretching the duration and the time of the value of the event. So all of the stakeholders are getting the maximum ROI out of the investment that they're putting into it. So when we look at gamification, we really look at it in terms of, I prefer the term motivational design, because we start to look at each of those timeframes specifically and look at what behaviors and actions do we want those stakeholders to take. So we actually look at it from different stakeholders' perspectives as well. So from the event professional side of things, well, what's their goals in the pre-event time frame? And it's really to drive registrations. And so we look at can we put coin values onto those systems to encourage attendees to register? Can we have them refer friends to the same to register for the same event? Can we have them participate in marketing opportunities before the event? So really to help drive that number one goal pre-event is get those registrations. Obviously, the attendees will get more out of the event the more they're engaged with it. So we can help facilitate those, we call them nudges, to do more when the event is actually live. And then post-event, same concept, is come back to the event, come back and consume content. So from the attendees' perspective, we think that's probably well understood. But if you look at the other stakeholders, people like the speakers, we started to even think about, like, are there ways that we can encourage them to do more and get more out of the event? And so it could be anything from offering more resources for them, for attendees to get access to. We are looking at how they can maybe better be representing their companies or whatever their motive is to be there. And then really the exhibitors and sponsors, there's another major stakeholder in the events. And ultimately, as someone who's sponsored events, all I really care about is getting lead generations and getting our product and solutions in front of that audience. So we think the Incentli coin system feeding actions into each of those different timeframes of the event for the different stakeholders to drive those behaviors are really the key parts of adding the most value to the events. So really all stakeholders are going to get the maximum ROI out of the experience. I think the really interesting use cases is because our reward store, you can put anything into it and you can really get creative on what types. You can put in real physical items, you can put in opportunities, experiences, you can get access to people. And so where we look at it is on each event is to really get to really kind of drill down on the personas of the attendees that are coming. What is it what group of people are they? What are they interested in? What is the event content about? And if we can start to look at shaping the rewards to line up with their interests, but also line up with maybe helping them develop further and get more out of the event after the event from those access or rewards, then we feel like that's going to have the maximum impact. So some of the latest events that we've run with your platform. The most exciting ones, I think, has been Evented in Scotland, which has targeted the event professionals. And obviously the event itself was targeted to people in the industry. But on the reward side, it was really interesting to see all of the industry, event industry people that were sponsors and exhibitors were putting their offers in front of those attendees. So it was discounts on hotel venues, discounts, access to premium AV products, event professional support. We had Incentli's gamification offering in there. There was a few other gamification offerings in there as well. So there was a whole variety of different incentives that were put in front of the audience from different exhibitors and sponsors. And so I thought that was a really neat way, again, targeting that user, that specific user persona. We really lined up those incentives there. The latest one, which I really like, was our NICE event, which targeted the customer
business partner events of NICE. Yeah, CBs.
Exactly, and they had their attendees were customers who are B2B customers who use NICE and sell their products, and so they had an event about obviously the products and services for those different regions around the world. So they had an APAC, they had an EMA and a North America event, and in each of those, it allowed NICE to put their branded merchandise in front of them in the Incentli incentive store, and so the attendees, which are customers, could earn those branded products from NICE to strengthen that brand affiliation and connection. As they were more active in the event, they earned the ability to claim those NICE rewards. So those are the two latest ones that really stand out for me. And again, really impressive leverage of the Vii platform and how it all tied together with Incentli. So the integration is outstanding.
And we're going to improve it even more, because me and you, we have so much discussion about how making it more clear, how make the interaction more meaningful, how to make the coin system more visible for the attendees, so they'll understand how and why they get the coins, on what types of rewards they're anticipating, in order to encourage them to do those specific actions that the event planner had in mind. It's really mind blowing. And I just want to say one, two words about Nice, because Nice has a special heart in my heart, because they're one of my favorite companies in the world. I've been working with them for more than a decade now on my different ideas, and as a company, as a service company, before we started Vii-Events. And one thing you can say about Nice, they are daring, innovative, and when the virtual wave started, they fully embraced it for their corporate events, for their partner events, for their sales kickoff, and they've seen a huge growth. And they're just an amazing early adopters, or whatever great technology is out there. So big kudos to them. Now, you said so many things. I just want to really fast sum it up, because you break down so many ideas. And I see Incentli as a framework. It's not a single use platform. You can use it for education, you can use it for employee engagement, you can use it for giving values for sponsors at virtual events. Let's face it, sponsors many times are overlooking at the event, because in a physical event or a virtual event, they're paying a lot of money, sponsoring their booths, bringing their team, sometimes flying internationally if it's in-person event, and they're just getting all the bits of the hype and engagement through those big investments that they put in, both financially and both in manpower. And what Incentli can help to the sponsors is create a reward system that gives most engaged attendees the ability to stand out. And it's a win-win situation. That's the most amazing thing. The sponsor gets his visibility through the store and the perks that he can provide. And on the second side, the attendee is working toward getting those perks. So he's much more interested, much more engaged, and that's create a lasting relationship between attendees and the sponsors. And that's what I call a practical solution for a metaverse, because there are so many different metaverses going now, and it's all remind me Facebook, like and not the Facebook, the Meta company that they're building now. I mean the social network of Facebook. People create their own content there, and so the same happens with all the metaverses that are booming now. But there is no clear business application there. Like, people run all over the world with different avatars buying clothes, and it's great experience for B2C. But where the companies are working to get awareness, company working to get leads, and here Incentli enters into this metaverse that is void of direction, and puts a reward system that is clear, easy, and effective. And that's why I love, like, from the first moment when we spoke, that's how I envision us working together with Jeff. We're gonna provide the metaverse platform for our customers. We build metaverse experiences for their company, not just for the B2C. And then they can put using Incentli integration, put their rewards, maybe virtual rewards like perks, benefits, and etc., or even physical gifts. And second point, where it all ties into physical gifts, I have such a great use case which I'm trying to promote with several of our customers: employee engagement. Think about it. And we, like, for enterprise companies that have 3, 4, 5,000 employees, they are your best champions. They represent your company day to day on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, whatever channel, on your website, on Zoom when you have a conversation with your customers. They need to be up to date, engaged with all the latest updates of your company. And when you have 5 employees, 10 employees, it's relatively easy. You do dailies and you're covered. That's what I'm doing. We have dailies and I update all my team. And still then, I have sometimes struggled to update with the speed of the company development. But when you have 3, 4, 5, even 1,000 employees, you want to bring them engaged with your brand. You want to bring them engaged with the different courses and certifications your company provides internally. The best way, in my experience, to do it is to create an internal metaverse world just for the employees or for your business partners. Then bring in different gamifications, like we'll have soon Ray, and he will tell about Duelbox, through those gamifications, they learn the company brand, they learn the company values, they do it with fun. It's learning should be fun, and Jeff can also support that because he's a big e-learning guru in my book. And
yeah, you're definitely on to another important segue, I think, which is a couple things on the metaverse side of things. I agree that without direction, it could be muddied, and so I think having somewhere that you can focus business objectives with action, with, I'm going to say, incentives and actions to take to give more direction within the metaverse is obviously one major goal that we have. But in terms of the employee side of things, I think you can get really interesting in terms of the different parts of employee training as well. Everything from attracting talent to onboarding talent to upskilling talent. I think those can all be very effectively done in a metaverse environment. And I think loyalty to a company is really helped when you have employee recognition, and obviously that there's some incentives tied to their progress and drive. So I think that we need to dive more into those use cases of the training side.
And I'm looking for a first daring customer who want to revolutionize the way his employees do engagement. Me and Jeff are ready to give you a very cool demo and a very cool breakdown of how you implement it into your organization in a cost-effective way that will bring results. So that's a very important point I wanted to add here. And Jeff, let's continue. I just kind of stopped you in the middle of the flow because the engagement employees showcase is, I think, one of the most attractive for me now, because I'm really a huge believer in employees and their personal growth, and I'm just looking forward for the first customer who's gonna jump up and go with us on this journey. Let's keep on. I want to ask you another question that just received from the audience. So we spoke about showcases, but what does the event engagement mean to you? Like in overall, how you do measure event engagement and how you translate the reward for it, and what type of engagement should we reward?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think that the industry has been throwing around the word engagement for a while now. And I think nobody's really kind of defined it. And I think there's really, we look at it as there's two camps of engagement. There's passive engagement, which is involved in the quality of the content, the speakers, the environment. So for example, being in the VII environment can enhance that passive engagement because it's an emotional feeling you have towards the content, the experience that you're having. And that really feeds, in my opinion, that really feeds more on the qualitative side of the data collection, which is tied to emotions and a really crucial part of the events. It's just not something that we have the expertise in. We fall, I think, more into what we are targeting is what we call as active engagement. So where we're interested in the actions that the attendees are taking. And so on the event side, we're really interested in not just people sitting in their chairs and having 10 tabs open on their browser and kind of surfing between work and the event. We want one tab open, we want their eyeballs on the content, and we want them participating in the chat, answering questions from other attendees, booking meetings with the exhibitors. We want them downloading resources, attending network sessions. All of the actions in the event platform itself is what we want to incentivize with our coin economy. And we know that that's where we're going to help the attendee get the most out of the event, as well as feed that wallet, which then brings them in front of the exhibitors. And so we're really focused on that active engagement aspect of it. And again, pre-event, in-event, and post-event, we look at all of those actions. What is it that you want these people to do? And how can we encourage them to do so?
That's amazing, Jeff. And you really nailed the answer. So we are gonna be soon accompanied by Ray from Duelbox, but I wanted for you to have some kind of call for action for us. How and where we can meet with you, how my customers can reach you, and what is the best way to use Incentli for their companies, for their events, for their engagement platforms? Just sum it up and we'll
Awesome.
move to the next topic.
Yeah, I think one of the best ways to see it and feel it is on the A to Z platform. So it's got legacy access to it. So if you enter into the VII platform, you can actually see easy access on the side menu and experience it from an attendee's perspective. I think is probably the most powerful way, including our leaderboard system, which we haven't really talked a little much about. But both of those are available in the VII platform. Stas's team is very familiar with our platform as well. So if you're looking for an event as well as an engagement solution, that's really a powerful engagement solution that's tied into it. I know Stas's team can speak to our platform. And if you're looking specifically for Incentli can actually connect to other systems outside of the event platform, including like payment systems. If you're looking for a larger digital ecosystem of engagement, absolutely. On our website, contact form, I get access to. You can email me, jeff@incentli.com is another way. I'd be happy to chat.
Amazing, Jeff. Thank you for your time. I think you covered it amazingly. And what I wanted to say for my peers from the event industry, if somebody doesn't have like running your kind of platform for virtual hybrid events, and you don't have yet integration with Incentli, you just must, because it's not an option, it's a must. So I just wanted to recommend Jeff to all my peers in the industry. And I'm really a huge fan of Incentli. And Jeff, thank you for your time today. And we will be soon accompanied by Ray. So I'll move into next topic. And Jeff, I'm looking forward to hosting you again and again on our live sessions.
Anytime, Stas. Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it, and really happy about our partnership. And I can't wait for the next, the next few months to see how that unfolds. So thanks again, there, Stas. Really appreciate it. Thanks, everyone.
So moving on to the next topic, in several seconds, we'll be accompanied by Ray from Duelbox. Duelbox is a gamification company, but it's not a gamification for the sake of gamifications. It's a company that helps bring the value of your company brand, of your company values and ideas through a gamification. And that's where I was thinking that all ties up. Like you using a very engaging metaverse platform like ours, combined with Incentli that gives the rewards and right incentive for the customers' goals. And then you provide additional layer of engagement through gamification. So having all the right package of technological stacks give you the opportunity to promote a real value through a metaverse engagement. That's how I see all things tying up, because separately, if you take the metaverse experience, it's fun. It can last 10, 20 minutes, 1 hour, but there must be a reason to come back. There must be a great content. There must be a great gamification features. There must be a great reward system for the attendees. Otherwise, it is just fun for one time and then it's getting old. So in order to make value, to continue to make value, companies need to make sure they continue to provide different engagements. I'll take a second to see the different questions if I have some interesting questions through our platform and from LinkedIn. So please bear with me. So I see we have several dozens of attendees joining us on LinkedIn and as well on the platform. So I'm really thankful for everyone that follows VII journey and follow us everywhere. And I see that Stuart Mitchell is our partner and friend from Catch the Mice, who represent us in the UK and Ireland. And he's as well on the platform speaking with the virtual attendees. I'm so grateful and so thankful for our friendship with Stuart. Stuart, if you're hearing me, just drop and say hi. Yeah, Stuart is waving. Stuart, I'm waving back at you. And I think we're gonna have Ray any moment now. We are doing it live, so now I see Ray have joined. Ray, can you hear us?
I figured out the problem.
Yeah, I just bought several minutes before you joined. So I was telling you that how I love Duelbox, and I just want to put you in context. Before we spoke about Vii-Events and the metaverse experience, and then Jeff from Incentli was speaking about the reward system and how Incentli helps give reward for attendees for their behavior and engagement. And then I said, but in order to create engagement, you must use gamification into the world, because you want to pass the company message and the company values through a fun way and not overburden people with long and different and lectures like we do now. So Ray, I would love you to speak about Duelbox. Explain us what exactly you do. How do Duelbox fits into this metaverse experience we were describing, and just share your mind, and I'll let you speak.
And
Ray, I think you have a little bit connection issues. If you can improve your internet, that will be wise. If not, just start.
Stas, thanks. It's always good to work with you, and the invitation to our knowledge. Let me just see something here quickly. Is that better, Stas? I'm just going to turn off the camera.
Don't worry. We all saw how handsome are you, and just continue with sound, because life things,
well,
that can happen.
Now you know that I. Now you know that I exist. So just to give you the reason for the internet problems, I'm in South Africa at the moment, and we are having 2 hours of power out every day, and it's just absolutely wreaking havoc with the infrastructure over here. So I apologize for that. But I'll jump right in quickly. My name is Ray. I'm actually the head of sales and business development for Duelbox for North America. And historically, gamification was always viewed as sort of a nice to have, to add a little bit more to events, and that's just not the case anymore. Nowadays, gamification is being incorporated into all aspects, from customer acquisition to customer retention to corporate training, corporate staff retention, and improving performance from the staff. So just to give the audience a small taste of what the gamification global gamification market looks like. It's expected to grow from around $9 billion a year to about $30 billion over the next 6 years. So you're talking about explosive growth, and there's a reason for that. So internationally, up to 70% of the global 2,000 top companies are now using gamification in some way. They're either using it internally or externally. And essentially, gamification solves the problem of low engagement and productivity, especially in the virtual world now, where people are stuck behind their computers, and they need some way to connect and interact with the content being provided. And this, I think, ties very, very nicely into the whole concept of the metaverse and where things are going, which in my mind, and the way I maybe I define it for myself this way, but it's creating a complete 360 experience and bringing the offline and the online and the virtual world together. So Duelbox started in 2017, and it began as an in-house tool for the event management. And now, we've grown. We've got a little over 24 games in our universe, and the team is adding additional games and content every few months to keep things fresh. Gamification as a tool, as I mentioned before, used to just be sort of to add a little bit of fun, but now there are several use cases. A lot of the time, companies are not even aware that one can use gamification for this, but it's now becoming embedded in the knowledge transfer space, in marketing, training, and onboarding. We've got clients using it solely for trade shows, for brand reinforcement, and team building. That's just a few of the different avenues that gamification has spread out into. And in our case, since our games are browser based, there's nothing to download, there's nothing to install. You open a browser on your smart device or your computer, you scan a code, and off you go. So it makes it a pretty seamless user experience, and certainly within platforms such as Vii, it means that their offering can be extended using sort of product specialists like ourselves. So again, to me, the metaverse, the rise of the metaverse, is effectively merging all of these worlds into a single landscape, and where you can get your online and your offline participants to interact together and participate in the same games at the same time, either as individual or teams. You really are creating an immersive experience and giving an opportunity to either leverage and increase the return on investment from shows or trade shows, or to collect meaningful data that one can monetize. So that, to me, is in a nutshell, is really where gamification is at the moment.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Such a great breakdown. And I would love you. I know you're from South Africa, and it's in the internet breaks, and it's really shame. But for those who are wonder how those 200 games looks of Duelbox, they're just amazing. They work perfectly, and they create meaningful interaction. And I would love you to visit Duelbox website, which we're gonna share later in the different post once we edit this live session. We'll share a link to Duelbox website, and you can see what a wonderful games Duelbox have stored. And
Yes.
while I love Duelbox so much, just to give me a second, I just want to express why I love Duelbox so much, because they are people first, and it's a rare quality in a company. It's, I had a conversation with Ray back then several weeks ago, and it was so fun and engaging, and we found immediately the language and the wanting to collaborate, and it was easy and flawless. So that's why making your business integration, your business work using Duelbox for events is not going to be just amazing from the attendee experience, but both from the customer experience, because it's fun to work with those people. Yes, Ray.
Thank you. I appreciate that, and we feel the same way. I mean, you guys have been amazing to deal with, very responsive, and I think it bodes well for all of the opportunities, and I'm sure your customers have the same experience with you. So it really has been a great relationship.
And I have a very specific question, because gamification is so many companies now, like in the metaverse, same with us, so many noise, like people, each one, like after Zuckerberg had announced a metaverse, everybody became a metaverse. There is no no other side that doesn't say they are the metaverse experience, including us, and we're trying to be a practical metaverse experience. That's how we try to differentiate us.
Yes.
But what does make Duelbox stand out from all the other gamification that's do pure fun? How Duelbox stands out?
So for us, we believe that Duelbox is really a bridge between the metaverse and the physical world, and it gives the opportunity for, as I mentioned before, for either attendees or employees or teammates to play together, even though they might be a bit great distance apart, and that creates an immersive experience, and as a result of that, you just significantly improve engagement. And the last step in that, which I think if Incentli is here, I can't see it myself. Having the ability to generate rewards for participation then just completely closes that loop.
And that's exactly what I was like saying before you joined us. What I thinking is a powerful combination of several technologies like Duelbox, Vii-Events, and Incentli is that we can come in a package where we provide a full suite of gamifications that provide value for the attendees and the company. Then our platform provide the experience, and it can hold the content and provide meaning to this metaverse experience, and not just a pretty face. Of course, everything includes real-time analytics and marketing automations, and then Incentli close it up while collecting all those interactions and translating them into a coin system that in turn provide rewards. So that's kind of, I see how our three companies can fit together in creating a meaningful metaverse experience for events, employee engagement platforms, and etc. So, do you share my vision?
100%. So, I think if we were having this conversation 5 years ago, and certainly pre-COVID, the implementation, even of Duelbox, the implementation for the most part was on an individual basis. So we've got a large bank of corporate clients that were using it, like I said, either internally or externally, but they were using it as a singular product. Now, when things moved virtual during COVID, you had to find a way to bring it all together. And a platform like Vii does exactly that. It gives us the ability to incorporate our games into an interactive environment where the clients can really showcase their stuff, even though they're remote. So to me, and now being able to bring in the rewards, because traditionally in Duelbox, the rewards have been points, and then you sort of celebrate your winners, and you've got your leaderboards. But if you can give those people something tangible in the form of either coins, which they can use to create the value for themselves, I think that your value proposition increases significantly.
Amazing. I have another question for you. So, how does gamification fit into the company's strategy of marketing? How it helps the marketeers to bring their message to their end customers, or how it helps them to showcase their company in this amazing new world that we are describing?
Well, again, marketing now, certainly digital marketing, is such an immediate and interactive experience, and whoever's involved in the digital marketing space, that you're able to monitor and optimize on a second by second basis based on feedback. And what gamification does is it allows the collection of data through the participation of those events, and based on interactions and specific at specific points, either in presentations or at shows, you are collecting relevant data that now you can either sell that data, improve your outreach processes, or in some cases, what we've had is we've actually had show organizers sell particular spaces in their particular booths at a premium based on our scavenger hunt, let's say, driving traffic to those specific booths. So now you have the ability to use gamification to increase the return, and in some cases increase what you can charge for specific stands based on being able to control the flow of traffic to some extent.
And that's kind of lend us to my last talking point with you about how we can measure all that engagement while doing this gamification, and specifically how we can measure it while using Duelbox solution.
I'm sorry, Stas, could you repeat that? I just missed out there because I was trying to fire up my camera again.
That's again, and you are not just a voice in my head. That's great to know.
No.
So I'll repeat the question. So you've been speaking about the engagement, and we've been speaking about the experience and the marketing, and the last part of it is the measurement. How do we measure the engagement through the gamification, and how we do measure it through gamification that Duelbox provides?
So in our platform, every step and every interaction is measured. So to give you an example, we just did something recently where a client wanted to incorporate almost, I don't know if the attendees are familiar with sort of a pigeonhole type of product where the attendees could vote on, or they could put forward specific questions and then vote on them, and then the questions that came up in the top would actually be asked to the audience. And what we're able to do with our platform is we're able to award points for submitting a question and then if that question gets moderated positively, then you can get additional points. If that question makes it onto the panel, there's additional points. So it means that what it does is the attendees and the people submitting that stuff are incentivized to keep interacting and keep their attention on what's going on. And we're able to measure it at every step along the way. So you're able to come out at the end and say, these 25 people did these, submitted these questions. Even if they weren't moderated, they might fit into a marketing plan. So you might know that you could go back to those folks. These are the guys that you want to engage with because they engaged on a specific topic. So you're able to filter that data and then sort of refine and optimize your marketing campaigns.
That's amazing. And you know what, Ray, what excites me the most is how it all comes together. When we started our company at Vii, and I'm sure that the same happens to you when you started together with your co-founders, the Duelbox. So when we started, we kind of saw that this new vision. It was in early 2020, before everybody was screaming Metaverse. We've been trying to find the right buzzwords to describe our platform. So we've been describing our sort of 3D virtual events platform, which really do us no justice, because Vii-Events is not a single-use tool like Duelbox. We both,
Yes.
you know, the appliance can differ from educational perspective to engagement of employees to marketing messages for the customer. And depending on the usage of those tools that we provide, the specific use case can benefit. And we have multiple layers of our product. And to explain it in the beginning, when people still didn't understand, oh, why I will need the website in a 3D? Why I will need to run an event in a 3D? We can use Zoom, or it's a
100%.
yeah. I think what's happening now, like in 20 years ago, internet started. So there is a new wave. Many people call it Web3 with NFTs, crypto, and everything. So there is going to be a new way of people experience web, and all the companies like yours who understand it early and create solutions that could create out of this scale
Agreed.
a business line for companies to have a real impact through measurements, through analytics, through engagement. That's what will, in my opinion, hopefully win, because without those measurements, engagement, lead nurturing processes, it's all just a white noise. It's like fun, like this guy told it several minutes ago, fun for 10 minutes, then people continue to the next buzzword. So hopefully
I
that's
agree, and I think a lot of people were afraid when as often is, when this metaverse term started being thrown around, people were afraid as to where would product fit in. But I believe for yourself, for VII, and for Duelbox, it actually has brought us closer to the customers, because it's moved to a point where we were, let's say, early adopters and hoping that the market would move to us, and these kind of opportunities are accelerating that move to the distribution for gamification and for virtual platforms such as VII.
That's all about timing. That's what I say. Like, we've been there for a very long time now, but the timing wasn't right. The people didn't understood the need or the vision that we're trying to break down to them. Now the market had catch up to the ideas that we've been spreading. Correct. Giving them the right buzzwords to spread the proper usage of our tools. So I'm really grateful for that.
So it's taken 10,000 hours to become an overnight success.
Yes, absolutely. Ray, I'm so thankful. I just shared your link on the LinkedIn chat. I'll share it also in a platform, because we are live now in 3 places. We are live on LinkedIn Live, and we are live on A to Z platform, and we are live on YouTube, and we are using the EveMax tool, which is basically a very amazing self-streaming ability tool that is running all our conversations, sharing screens, pop-up messages with very easy. Like we have one guy on the backstage that's running it. And because it's live, you had a better internet, and sometimes, things happen during live, but that's the reality. Nothing needs to be perfect. People trying to do something perfect, overthinking, wasting the time, and instead of acting, just planning. So for all the people who are afraid of making mistakes, I recommend doing them. If a mistake doesn't kill you, you should do it because you'll learn from that experience much more than doing everything to the perfection.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ray, I'm thankful to you. We will have more conversation coming up your way. We will gonna hope and we will push forward our customers your way because we believe the synergy of Vii with Duelbox is an amazing showcase, and I'm looking forward to close some potential deals very soon with Duelbox together, like we've done with Incentli. And I'm very proud of our newly established friendship.
Well, Stas, again, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for being such a proactive company to work with. We're really looking forward to growing. And on Duelbox side, just like you guys, we've got new stuff coming out all of the time. And if everybody stays tuned, in the next little while, there's some interesting announcements coming out as well from us.
Thank you, and I'll share those. Once you post it on LinkedIn, it go like wildfire, and I'll be the first sharer.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Ray. Have a great day.
You too.
I'll just move now into closing words of today's live. Thank you, Ray. And I'm looking forward to see you next time.
Thank you,
guys, who stayed with me so far, and for those who plan to see it on demand. Today is in Israel, we have a Hag. Hag is a celebration of life, a celebration of diversity, a celebration of our old traditions. And I want to wish all the people that are joining us from Israel, Hag Sameach, because it's very important to celebrate old traditions, to embrace new traditions. And I'm soon going to my wife and baby to celebrate our holiday, that is Pesach. I want to thank everyone who joined us today, for provided comments, questions, and created an interaction with us. I'm always available on LinkedIn. I love to have personal conversations with the LinkedIn platform, with whoever you are, my peer, my competitor, my potential customer, or even a person who wants to learn more about Metaverse. I believe in providing value first. I believe that I can learn through each conversation from each person, no matter what are his opinions, is agreeing with me or not agreeing with me. I'm eager to learn what you think. So please don't be shy. Send me a message on LinkedIn, send me a message on Vii-Events site. And we are going to have a very fun, supporting, welcoming, and embracing discussion if you write me. One last thing, I do want to reach out for all the people that are thinking about entering the Metaverse and explaining two last sentence what Vii is about. Vii is not an event tech platform. Vii is not a showroom platform. Vii is a concept. Vii is a concept that help customers create their own Metaverse B2B experience for their companies. So if you are an event organizer, our platform can help you run virtual and hybrid events. If you're a digital marketer, you can use our Vimers.io solution to create a digital showroom and showcase your products. If you're running a trade show, why stop at one-day event? You can have a virtual event 365 days a year using our platform, showcasing real products in an immersive way. And we love technology. That's why we host guys like Jeff and Ray, because they bring so much value for their products that have integration into our platform, creating this seamless, amazing experience that you can leverage to create business for your company. It's not complex, it's easy, and it's affordable. So feel free to write me, feel free to contact my company, and we'll not force selling you stuff. We will see if our solutions, if our partner solutions fit your needs, and we will bring you value first. Then we will speak about how we can sell you something. But the first thing and most important, provide value first for your attendees, provide value first for your customers. And that's what I firmly believe in. Thank you for your time today. Have a Hag Sameach, and see you next time. Bye.